All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're taking what honestly looks like a chaotic, run-of-the-mill farmyard cartoon and uncovering what it truly is. Because actually, what we're looking at here is a serious, highly coordinated, multi-stage agricultural heist. Together, we're going to unpack the tactics, the major security failures, and the frankly incredible recovery executed by a lone, four-legged security officer. So if you enjoy dissecting the anatomy of a complex operation, well, you are definitely in the right place. Ah, not a peep. My calf stolen from there. Please, you must help. That frantic, desperate plea comes from a mother cow, and it instantly sets a highly dramatic scene for what, at first, just seemed like an isolated and, let's be real, pretty sloppy theft. Someone basically walked right onto the property and snatched her calf. The thief's big plan? Just sell the young animal at the market for a quick profit. At this exact moment, it really looks like a simple crime of opportunity. But as we'll find out, this was just the catalyst for a much larger, way darker sequence of events. To wrap our heads around this case, we're going to break it down into 5 phases. The initial calf theft, the red drink deception, the grand animal heist, the hero dog striking back, and finally, justice and consequences. Starting right off with phase 1, the initial calf theft. Basically, a sloppy crime. It's actually wild when we compare the criminal's methodology here. His initial strategy was so crude. I mean, grab a single calf, run to the market, make a few quick bucks. It's super poorly planned, and it leaves the perpetrator entirely exposed. But then you contrast that with the highly coordinated syndicate approach he uses later. We're talking a sleeper agent accomplice, chemical incapacitation, grand theft auto. It almost feels like 2 completely different criminals. We're literally witnessing the evolution of an agricultural crime boss in real time. But the thief made a massive, critical error in that early, sloppy phase. He targeted a farm that was protected by a highly competent primary security officer, the farm dog. And this dog wasn't just reacting to some random intruder. This culprit was a repeat offender. As the dog himself says, "You dishonest thief, I punished you for this theft not long ago, yet you have stolen again." So our vigilant canine was already intimately familiar with this guy's tactics. And justice was initially swift and absolute. Let's look at the breakdown. Step 1, the dog physically neutralizes the threat, actually beating the thief with a stick. Step 2, showing some seriously excellent procedural awareness, Doggy immediately calls the local police station to report the crime. Step 3, the police arrive promptly on the scene. And Step 4, the thief is hauled off to jail vehemently but completely uselessly protesting his innocence to the arresting officer. So the system worked perfectly. The farm was safe. Or, well, so it seemed. Which brings us to part 2. The red drink deception. Enter the accomplice. So the criminal element adapted incredibly quickly. They realized they absolutely could not just walk past the canine security using brute force. Enter the red drink. Now, this wasn't just some refreshing beverage. It was a highly tactical sleeping potion. It was specifically formulated and then deployed by a brand new primate accomplice to totally bypass the farm's defenses. It is a textbook chemical attack, completely disguised as friendly hospitality. And the execution of this deception, honestly, flawless. The monkey didn't try to sneak onto the farm in the dead of night. No, he used classic social engineering and psychological manipulation. He walked right up to the dog in broad daylight, posing as a friendly neighbor. He offered the red drink totally casually, even pairing it with a delicious barbecue meal to completely lower the dog's suspicions. The monkey literally said, "I am a friend of yours," masking his actual intentions behind a big smile and a free lunch. The dog, who was probably pretty fatigued from arresting that calf thief earlier, just let his guard down. He drank it, noted how tasty and fun the drink was, and then, boom, out cold. And that kicks off part 3, the grand animal heist, a coordinated strike. When we map out the timeline, you can really see the terrifying, rapid escalation of this crime. Within just a few hours, we go from a localized, single calf theft at hour 1 to a successful police arrest at hour 2. But then, total chaos. By hour 3, there's an off-screen jailbreak and a civilian's truck is violently hijacked on the open road. Hour 4, the monkey deploys the red drink on the dog. And by hour 5, a mass kidnapping. Every single animal on that farm is loaded into the hijacked truck and stolen. The sheer logistical coordination required to pull this off in such a tight window is just staggering. And the monkey's immediate, remorseless confession tells you everything you need to know. The very second the dog passes out, that whole facade of friendship drops completely. He literally gloats, "My potion worked, now you keep sleeping while I take all the animals from your farm away." It's a totally ruthless execution of a pre-planned operation. He leaves the farm completely undefended and stripped of its entire livelihood. Moving right along to part 4, the hero dog strikes back, tracking the syndicate. Because let's be real, a chemical agent isn't going to permanently keep a good guard dog down. Which brings us to a genuinely fascinating question in our analysis. You've got a compromised security perimeter, missing assets, a hijacked vehicle, and a highly organized syndicate. So how exactly does one single recovering security guard, literally waking up from a chemically induced coma, dismantle this entire operation all by himself? Well, he does it through sheer methodical perseverance. First, the dog wakes up. His eyes are burning, he's disoriented, feeling like he's been asleep for years. But he immediately assesses the situation. The animals are gone. And he traces his memories straight back to the monkey and that bottle. Step 2, he completely relies on his tracking instincts to locate the missing herd. Step 3, he infiltrates the criminal's hideout, setting up a direct, face-to-face confrontation. And finally, step 4, he secures the perimeter and reclaims the stolen vehicle. And it was during that tense confrontation at the hideout that the dog discovers the absolute craziest plot twist. The monkey wasn't acting alone. He was just a pawn, a henchman. He brought all the stolen animals directly to his boss. And who was the boss? The original calf thief. Yep, he had somehow broken out of jail, hijacked a truck on the highway, and orchestrated this massive revenge heist against the farm that got him arrested in the first place. I mean, talk about a brilliantly vindictive loop of criminal behavior. Which leads us to our final act, part 5, Justice and Consequences, the final showdown. The confrontation that followed was an absolute masterclass in vigilante justice, smoothly transitioning right back into law enforcement cooperation. The boss, being cowardly as ever, orders his primate accomplice to do the dirty work, saying, "Monkey, teach him a lesson, hit him hard." But the dog, fueled by righteous fury and a serious sense of duty, fights back and completely overpowers both of them. He incapacitates them just long enough for his trusted police partner to arrive at the scene. The monkey and the thief are arrested together, totally dismantling the syndicate. And, crucially, the stolen assets, including that hijacked truck, are completely secured. The structural integrity of the community was fully restored, and the truck's original owner really beautifully sums up the return to normalcy. The guy, who had his vehicle stolen right out from under him on the highway, joyfully reclaims his property, happily shouting, "This is my truck, the monkey stole it, and now I got it back," to hit the road. The natural order of the farm, and the local highway for that matter, is completely back in balance, all thanks to the dog's relentless pursuit of justice. But stepping back, this entire ordeal leaves us with one final, pretty provocative thought about our own vulnerabilities. I mean, think about it. If a single bottle of red drink, just offered up with a friendly smile and a plate of barbecue, can completely bypass an entire farm's hardened defense system, how secure are we really against organized deception? It's a pretty stark reminder that the greatest threats often don't come from a frontal assault, but from a friendly face offering you something sweet. So always question unexpected gifts, and maybe, just maybe, try to be a little more like the guard dog, vigilant, relentless, and always ready to protect what matters. Thanks for joining me on this explainer today. Keep learning and, hey, stay sharp out there.